Good morning, precious children. How are you all? It's Thursday, the 25th of June. And let me remind you, this is the English period. The first period you are having English. I hope you remember it's not chemistry. Chemistry comes second. Second period is chemistry. And the first period now you are having English. Keep your English honeydew textbook open. It is, the ant and the cricket lesson. We move on to the ant and the cricket lesson. Listen, who are the characters in this lesson? It's a poem, okay? And who are the characters? It's an ant and a group of ants and the cricket. The cricket is an insect. I hope you have seen crickets. Like there are, different, the cricket I have seen is green in color, light green in color. The cricket which brings luck, they say, And the ant, it is also an insect. The cricket is also an insect. They belong to the same family. But there is a big, big difference, and that difference is brought out in this lesson. Do you know this lesson, this poem, The Ant and the Cricket, is based on a fable. What is a fable? Okay, this poem, The Ant and the Cricket, is based on a fable, and fables are stories. Fables are stories, and these stories have characters. The characters are animals. The fable stories contain characters as animals, and also they convey a moral. A moral lesson is conveyed through this, fable story. And this poem is based on a fable. Which fable, children? If you have already read it, you will know. Yes, it is based on Aesop's fables. Aesop's fables, and this story this fable, is the base of this poem. And I hope all of you have read it. As children, you must have read it. This poem about an ant and a cricket. All of you look at the screen which teacher is sharing, or you can look in your textbook. This poem is about an ant and a cricket. There is an ant and there is a cricket. They are the main characters in this poem. This poem about an ant and a cricket contains, this is very important, underline, an idea of far-reaching significance. An idea of far-reaching significance. Those who are listening to teacher understand this is a clue. A clue. Something, while teacher is teaching, to check whether you are attending, teacher will give you some clues. And these clues, if you really underline and mark it, you will get some questions from these clues. Just to check whether you are understanding, whether you are listening or not. Then teacher will give you some clues, ask you to underline some things, and expect questions in the exam. Or expect questions while teacher is interacting with you. See this? I asked you to underline contains an idea of far-reaching significance. It contains an idea of far-reaching, vast, and such a great impact. What is the meaning of far-reaching? And imagine a volcano erupts suddenly near your house, and it has a far-reaching effect. That means it has impacted in such a big, vast area. Just like that, this, more than a volcano, a book, a story, a novel can impact human minds. Changes happen not on earth, not in rivers, not in nature, but when you read a book, changes happen in your mind. So books can impact and influence many minds. That is the far-reaching significance of the stories, the novels which you read. That is why we insist, we teachers insist, read a lot. Not only the textbooks and the whatever you have, the portions you have to study. Not only that, you should read, extra reading should be there for you. It will develop your mind. You will become broad-minded. Like a volcano which impacts such a vast area, your mind, when you are reading a book, will be impacted by, reading a book. Whatever book, science fiction, you can read science. Yes, there are science journals. Please, teacher is asking you to, this is the age of technology and science, digital era. Take, or get content from the Google and read, children. Read is what teacher is telling you. Now listen. So, this story contains an idea of far-reaching significance. We will find out what the significance is. Significance means importance. A very important matter enters your mind when you read this story. And that is why they have selected, the authors have selected, the publishers have selected this poem for you. This has a moral value. And this poem has, so many, it can impact you in such a way, like a volcano, it can cause changes in your character, your behavior. Whoever needs it, you will be able to absorb it if you keep your mind open to books. Books are your friends. Yes, books are your friends. From my life, I am saying, a friend who stays with you all your life is books, okay? Don't forget that. And this is, now we carry on, which is asked to look at the screen teacher is sharing, or you can look in your textbook also, the ant and the cricket lesson, which is as true of a four-legged cricket. Four-legged cricket. Come on, children. Why is it mentioned that a cricket has 4 legs? We all know that a cricket has 4 legs. We are sure about it that a cricket has 4 legs. But listen, they see the person who wrote this text, he is giving the explanation. It is true. It is true. What is true? The significance, the importance comes when the character, the cricket is the insect, who is the character? It is true of a four-legged cricket. He is emphasizing, giving importance to the 4 legs of the cricket. Cricket is the insect, okay? And 4 legs of the cricket. The most important thing in this poem is the 4 legs of the cricket. And see, what happens to the cricket in this poem? It is this cricket, the insect, which is having 4 legs. Now, the 2 legs are, the one pair of legs, this insect is keeping folded. He is not using it. What do you understand about the crickets, the insect cricket, the character of the cricket? What do you understand from it? You see, the cricket, I'm telling you, I'm breaking the suspense. The cricket is a lazy insect. The cricket is a lazy insect, okay? Now, underline 2 legs. When I tell you to underline, you should suspect questions for the exam. See, teacher is giving you clues. Don't tell anyone, just underline. 2-legged, underline 2-legged. And right there, L-A-Z-Y, lazy cricket, lazy cricket. 2-legged crickets are lazy crickets. L-A-Z-Y, C-R-I-C-K-E-T. Cricket is not a game, cricket is an insect. Yes, so lazy cricket. I repeat, this is very important. Underline 2-legged and expect questions from this. Underline 2-legged and you write there lazy cricket. L-A-Z-Y, C-R-I-C-K-E-T. Okay, we move on. Once more teacher is going to read it so you will understand. This poem about an ant and a cricket contains an idea of far-reaching significance. An idea of far-reaching significance. I told you about the volcano. This idea also has far-reaching significance when you read the poem, which is as true of a four-legged cricket as of a two-legged one. As of a two-legged one. Underline two-legged and write lazy cricket. Yes. Next sentence. Surely, of course, say, surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs. Oh, sure. You have seen a cricket that has two legs. Who is a cricket who has two legs? This insect, the cricket, is using only two legs when it has to be using four legs. Lazy cricket, lazy cricket. Okay. So we move on to the poem. Are you all ready? Okay, be with teacher. Such an interesting poem which you can absorb, in your life. It's a moral story, a fable. Okay? And a fable contains animals as characters. Here, the ant is an insect, the cricket is an insect. Okay. A silly young cricket. We start the poem now. Come on. Come on, read in your mind. A silly young cricket. A silly young cricket. Underline silly. Silly. Underline. Write foolish. Foolish. Foolish means unthinking, not wise. Unthinking. A silly young cricket. What is the age of the cricket? Oh, he is 13 or 14 years old, just like the human beings. But it comes to, lesser age when it's for the insects. But see, the cricket, the insect, is young and silly. Young and silly. When you are old, you become wise. But young people are usually, they jump to conclusions, they jump to do things, and sometimes their thinking is affected. Sometimes they take things easily. Oh, time is there, so much time. It is Corona time. Why should I study? Everybody, I can see my friends all enjoying at home. Why should I listen to the teacher? And look at that. I'm so, the young blood in you will tell you. But don't forget, time is flying by. You will be, if you waste time now, you will regret it later. So, in order not to regret later, you have to really make good use of time. How will you make good use of time during this Corona time? Not only studying, doing extracurricular activities, you can you can read books at home. Reading is very important in your life. Books are your friends. I repeat. Yes. A silly young cricket. Okay, so now you know the character of the cricket, the personality of the cricket. The cricket is young, the cricket is silly. And also, teacher is breaking the suspense. The cricket is two-legged. Instead of using four legs, this lazy cricket is using just two legs. Okay. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing. What's the meaning of accustomed? Always means familiar. Always singing. Always singing. Singing and, entertainment, it is like enjoying life. It's easy, I'm not saying it's easy, but singing comes to you naturally. That, so not many people take it as an occupation. But what can anyone can sing. So, accustomed to sing. A silly young cricket, always singing, accustomed, always, or, familiar with singing. Cricket knows only to sing. It has taken life very easy. It is not doing anything practical. It is not building up its life. You have to be building up your life when you are a teenager, your age. You should be building up your life. You wouldn't realize it now. This is the time you are placing the blocks and building it up. You know, through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring. Springtime, summertime. What time is it for the insects? For the insects, they will get many things during summer and spring. It is gay summer and spring. Summer season and spring season. Fruits will fall. There are so many ripe fruits. And when the fruits fall down, they can go and, peck on the fruits. And so much food is there during summer and spring. When there is a lot of food and there is provision and protection, that time, this cricket, see, happy summer and spring. Everything is provided. That's why the cricket is happy. And sunny months, when the sun is up, the fruits ripen. And not only the fruits, children, there is water to drink. There are so many things. And you can play around, sing. And at the same time, you need not look for food. Everywhere there will be food, And there will be crumbs lying from the table also. It will fall down. Because everywhere it's so lavish. Summer and spring means happy days, happy days. Happy days are when you are a teenager, when you are a child, when you are protected by your parents. Okay? See, through the warm, you are protected. This teenage years, you are protected by your parents. The sunny months. What is the sunny month? The sunny months are it keeps you happy and smiling. Sunny months means sunny months keep you happy and smiling. Everything is provided. You are protected. And gay summer and spring. Everything is so good, okay? Began to complain. Now, who begins to complain? The story starts now actually. There is a silly young cricket who is always singing and dancing. It is the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring. He is not collecting and keeping any food. He is just passing the time idly, sleeping for a long time, or he is lazing away. He is wasting his time. See, through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain. See, the cricket, the insect, who was always happy and singing and dancing, begins to complain. Who are the complainers? Complainers are people who don't take any responsibility during the happy months. When you are happy also, when you are protected and provided also, you have responsibilities. Okay? You have to build your future. That is your responsibility by reading books, by, doing many things which will give a base to your future. See this. Began to complain. Who begins to complain? The silly young cricket begins to complain when he found that. What did he find? For complaining, what did he find? Complainers are people who do not take any responsibility. See, when he found that at home, see, in his house, he lives in a house. He's happy and singing always outside. When did he get into his house? He was always outside, happy, singing and dancing. See, now read the next line, last part. You will know why he got inside the house. And winter was come. And winter was come. Winter has come. And so, this cricket who was happily dancing and singing outside, he gets inside his house. and begins to complain. This cricket begins to complain. Two changes have happened. Okay, the first change, the season has changed. Summer, spring, happy days. The change has happened. Winter, dark winter when the sun will not shine. Everywhere there is snow. And the winter has come. And there is no food. The cricket, who was always outside, is inside his home. Cannot stand the cold winter. He is inside his house. And his cupboard was empty. Started complaining. The happy-go-lucky cricket, always singing and dancing, now found his cupboard is empty. There is no food stored. Do you know, our mothers, when it is mango season, they make pickles and store it inside. They make so many things with the things which are available seasonally. You know, my mother does that just like that. I know in many houses, you know, we store things whenever we get it. When you do not get it, these things we can use it. Just like that. But listen, children, what happens here? See, he begins to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty. Empty. His cupboard was empty. Underline, his cupboard was empty. The reason for his complaint, his cupboard was empty. Who is responsible for an empty cupboard? He himself, this cricket himself is responsible. He did not store any food. He did not build up his future. He didn't think of the winter, the coming winter. Okay, and let me tell you, at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. And not a crumb to be found. What is a crumb? A crumb they are pieces of food falling down from the table, or waste food at least. He could not find crumbs at least. He could not find waste food even. Not a crumb to be found. On the snow-covered ground. This ground is covered with snow. It is white. He cannot look for food inside the snow or on the snow. Not a flower could he see. No flowers. All the happiness gone. Not a leaf on a tree. See this? Not a leaf on a tree. Crickets, sometimes I think they bite on leaves, but there is not even a leaf on a tree. See what a situation now. Winter season, there is nothing to eat. There is nothing to eat during the winter season. And what happens, let me tell you. See, let me take that page. Yes, winter season. And see, all of you look at the screen or in your textbook. Oh, what will become? Now, what will happen now? Says the cricket of me. See, oh, what will happen or become of me? What will happen to me now? Now, what is going to happen to me? Oh no, what is going to happen to me? The cricket says. Now, what is going to happen to me? Says the cricket. Okay, and look at the picture of the cricket. It is now looking everywhere for food. It cannot find any food. Silly, foolish cricket. Okay, at last, next stanza. Okay, in prose we say paragraphs, you know, but in a poem it is stanza. The division is called stanza. You have to write a letter, divide it into paragraphs, just like that. When you are writing prose, it's paragraph. It is in a poem, it is stanza. First stanza is over. We move on to the second stanza. Look there. At last, finally, by starvation and famine made bold. What is the situation of the cricket now, this foolish cricket? It is starving. It is starving and it doesn't have any food to eat. It is hungry and starving. It is going to die, okay? Starvation and famine. Famine happens. There is lack of food. There is no food available. Then there is famine. At last, by starvation and famine, made bold. What makes, come on, underline, and this is another clue teacher is giving you. Yes, underline, starvation and famine. What makes the cricket bold? The cricket becomes bold because it has to be bold to live. Otherwise it will die. What does it do when it becomes bold? What makes it bold? The cricket is made bold by starvation and famine. Starvation, the feeling of hunger, it is starving all the time. Famine is lack of food. At last, by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet. When you get out of the house during winter time, the snow falls on you and you become wet, dripping with wet. Already the cricket is starving. It is it is facing famine, lack of food, and all dripping with wet. It is cold and it is dripping, it is wet also, and all trembling, shivering with cold, and it is all trembling with cold. Away he set off. Away he set off. Set off means started. Away he set off to a miserly ant. Miserly means who will not share anything. A miserly person will not share anything. This ant, this insect ant will not share anything. He set off he started and he went to meet a miserly ant who will not share anything. And look at that. That is why the poet is saying, made bold. The cricket became bold enough to go and ask a miserly person who wouldn't share anything. Okay, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. Away he set off, started to a miserly ant. To keep him alive, if the cricket wants to live now, he would grant him shelter from rain. Okay, the cricket is going to ask the ant. Both are insects, so they can ask each other. See this? To see if, to keep him alive, he would grant. What's the meaning of grant? Grant means give freely. Give freely. He would grant. He would give him. Who would give him? See this? The ant would give him. He is thinking like that or hoping like that. The ant would give him shelter from rain. A shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. Mouthful of grain. He wants shelter from rain and mouthful of grain. He wished only to borrow. Okay. Oh, he did not want it freely. He will give it back. He is going to tell the ant. He wished only to borrow. He would repay it tomorrow. Okay, I will give it back tomorrow. I will repay it tomorrow. I will give it tomorrow. Give it back tomorrow. Repay, pay back. I will give it back tomorrow, he is saying. Okay, if you give me now, if you give me without charging me now, I will give it back to you later, tomorrow. Do you know, when you keep things pending, the tomorrow will never come. You should, you should find and fight for your future now. See this? He'd repay it tomorrow, and see what happens. Let me once more see this. See, he wished only to borrow. He'd repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. He is preparing to ask to the ant. If The ant does not give him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain to eat. The cricket, what is the situation of the cricket now? It will have to die of starvation and sorrow. Sorrow. It is sorrow because his friend did not help him. Starvation is hunger. Let's see what is going to take place. Whether this poem is going to end in a tragedy or not, we will find out. Okay? Now, says the ant to the cricket. Next page. Says the ant to the cricket. Look at the ant talking to the cricket talking to the ant. Yes, says the ant to the cricket, I'm your servant and friend. Okay, the ant is very good at talking. He is saying, I'm your servant and friend. Come on, let us find out whether he is giving him or not, giving the food to him or not, giving the food to the cricket or not. But we ants never borrow. We ants never borrow. We ants never lend. This is the policy of the ants. We do not lend, we do not borrow. See, borrow means take from someone. Lend means give to someone. So, we will not give, we will not take also. See this? But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay nothing by? Didn't you keep something for yourself when the weather was warm? When it was summer and spring, when it was warm, sunny days, didn't you keep anything? Quoth. Quoth means what? Quoted. Said the cricket. Not I. What is the question of the ant? Didn't you keep something for yourself when the weather, check the spelling of weather, W-E-A-T-H-E-R. When the weather was warm, there was so much food. Didn't you store some food? Quoth the cricket and asked the cricket. Quoth means asked. Asked the cricket. And no, asked the ant and replied the cricket. The cricket is replying, not I. I did not. I did not store any food. Next, my heart was so light. My heart was so happy. Okay, I did not think of my future, that I sang day and night. In the daytime, in the night time, all the time I sang. For all nature looked gay. He thought he wouldn't change. He thought nothing would change. Everything would remain like this. He did not expect the next season, that is the winter season. In our life, always there is the next season. Now you are protected and provided. The next season comes when you have to, take from what you have, provided for yourself in this happy season. Yes. So this is the moral story. Okay, teacher is giving you instructions for life. This is a life coaching teacher is doing. That is because it is a moral story. Okay, my heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. All nature looked happy. You sang, sir, you say. The ant cannot understand. It is so surprised to look at the cricket, what condition the cricket is in, because he did not store any food. And he is saying, see, you sang. Did you sing? Did you keep on? You kept on singing, you say. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Go then. Now, what did the ant say? Very important. Go, you go. Go and dance the winter away. If you sang all summer and spring, you should just, winter time you dance away the winter. Did the ant give the cricket food to eat, shelter from the rain? No, it just denied it, okay? And what did he say? And what did the ant say? Okay, you sang all summer and spring, now you winter time, dance away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket. In cricket, lift the wicket means out. Make someone out of the game. Get someone out of the game. Thus ending, stopped. The ant stopped and said, he quickly, He has work to do. He is going for that. He quickly lifted the wicket. He quickly lifted the wicket. Means he lifted the wicket means made that person out of the game. And out of the door turned the poor little cricket. The poor little cricket has to face what? Sorrow, famine and starvation, because he did not save. See children, this is a fable, a moral story for you. Now you have to study well. Then you are building, you are investing in your future. Okay, folks call this a fable. People say this is a story. I'll warrant it true. It is true also. I'll warrant it, I'll guarantee it is true. Some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2. Some crickets have 4 legs. Some have 2 legs. 4-legged crickets are hard workers. 2-legged crickets are lazy. Adapted from Aesop's fables. Okay, adapted from Aesop's fables. Accustomed to sing means used to singing. Famine means scarcity of food. And lay nothing by means save nothing. Quoth means said. Okay.